Hello. Okay, so we are going to be talking to Adrian Malcolm about his final project assignment, and you've provided a proposal, a production schedule, and some preliminary research to go with it as well. Okay, so talk to me about your idea, Adrian. What is your idea?
Well, my idea for this project is it's a bit like a follow-up to the last project that we've done.
What was that?
It was like a mystery. It was, I guess it was a cross between, I don't know, sort of like horror and thriller. If that makes any sense.
Okay. It's a drama mystery, wasn't it? It was a whodunit.
Yeah.
Okay. So what role did you have in that?
Well, I played the role of Manson.
Okay.
Yeah, Manson. Yeah.
Well, apart from any sort of acting stuff, this is media, so put that to one side for now. What role did you have?
I was on camera.
Yeah.
As well. Camera. I done a bit of sound as well. It was mainly camera and sound I done.
Brilliant. Okay. All right. That's fine. Are you gonna? So, is that the way in which you're following up with this?
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. All right. So you are on camera and you're on sound. Now, it would be good for you to perhaps, as part of your research, look back on that final film that was produced and critically evaluate it. That might be a good way for you to move forward, because immediately you said to me that this is a follow-up. Mm-hmm. So why not run with that? Actually treat it like it's a follow-up and
Definitely.
Use that as part of your research evidence. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so when it comes to the allocation of roles and things like that, I notice that you are creating a film with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are you going to be doing, say, throughout the whole project? Yeah, so we've got a production schedule here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we've got particular things that I take it you're going to be doing. During the planning stage, what do you hope to be producing?
Well, in the planning stage, I want to try and I'm going to organise to see if we can film a few scenes at the War Down Museum.
Okay.
So I'm sort of like the person who, I'm not sure what you call it, the person who sort of like sorts out the locations of where...
So you'd be the location manager?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What else are you going to be doing?
Location manager, I was going to see if, I was going to try and organise, recruit a few people for the acting, but since we've done our last project, we had a little bit of a problem with reliability with some of the people within our previous group, but Joe said he knew some people from outside of college that would be willing to do it, so that role kind of got swapped over.
Okay. Alright. Anything else?
I'm going to be organising the sound, sort of like getting the correct background music for certain scenes.
Yep.
Like when I was doing my research, I came across a bit of German expressionism. I came across
So you're looking at lighting as well? Then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of want to try and put suitable music, like for example maybe the Michael Myers music to maybe the shadow going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Like for instance. Yeah.
Okay, alright, so you're going to be behind the camera as well?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so at this stage you have set yourself up to do quite a lot of research and planning based around certain areas. So specifically, you are going to be the director of photography, okay, the DOP.
Yep.
So that's another area in which you can actually research, is what that job entails, okay? And also you can actually look at some technical research, improve the way in which you use the cameras as well. Are you going to be in charge of recording the sound as well as creating the sound track?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think when it comes to camera work and, like you said, photography, I'd like to think that's kind of like maybe my speciality, because Joe's always said that, like, I'm a really good cameraman, so I thought, why not?
Okay, all right. So if that's the case, then what are some things that you can do to ensure that the quality of the final product stays high before you start actually filming the scenes themselves? What can you do to ensure that happens?
Probably, like maybe for instance, making sure the camera's in focus before any filming goes on.
Yeah.
Um,
So focus pulling itself, as I've said to you before, is a job that the director of photography has someone else do, that he's in charge of.
Oh,
yeah?
okay, yeah.
So there's a specific focus puller that essentially works with the camera person and everything like that. You won't necessarily have that luxury, you'll have to do that. So again, that would be useful. It might be useful for you to do some test shots and things like that, just so that you can actually get used to it,
yeah,
and then review the footage to see how well you're getting on. Yeah? Do just a few practice shots and then get them onto your website and everything like that with a review. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Great work. Okay, so post-production, what are you going to be doing?
Post-production. I still haven't totally figured out that yet. I think me and Joe are gonna discuss to make it equal, so he's not doing too much of the work on that, and I'm not doing too much of the work on that. So we're gonna try and make it fair, on that part.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Equality. So
Yeah. Now, there's two types of visual editing. Okay, there's online editing and there's offline editing. One is nowadays with digital video. Offline editing is essentially when you're preparing all of the footage so that whoever it is that is editing it can just jump straight into timing and cuts and things like that. Okay, so previously when we were all processing from film and stuff, it would be a lengthy process, but now because you've got digital video, it's all pretty straightforward. Here I notice that you've got upload footage and organise.
Mm-hmm.
That would be part of the editing process.
Yeah.
Where we've got that, can you not maybe consider also applying coloration effects and things like that to the video and processing it, and then maybe letting Joe edit it from that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good idea, actually.
So that way you're both sharing the editing stuff, and whilst he's perhaps doing the titles and things like that, because from our discussion before, I think he's doing the motion graphic stuff, then that would be good for you. But what you've got to do is you've got to think productively as to, while he's doing his thing, what are you doing? And whenever you're doing something, you need to think about ways in which you can include research. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So a great way to do that would be to get some audience feedback, some audience communication. Okay, the people that are going to watch your film, actually ask them. You can do that through interviews, focus groups, all sorts of things.
Yeah, focus groups came to mind, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Now that doesn't necessarily have to be something that you do with a physical amount of people, because they might not be available. There are also lots of online places that you can go to get people's genuine feedback. Make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So if we're adding colouring to the mix, you can essentially give people different examples of colouring options available to you. And you'll find in Premiere Pro that it's super easy to change colouring and stuff like that, because they're already made templates to make things look cinematic.
Yeah, I've noticed that, yeah.
So go ahead and use them. Yeah, it's super simple. It's just in the effects area, you've got those templates. So it's a job that's easily done. Okay? Anyway, I hope those are some useful pointers. What I'd recommend is, obviously you've got this. Now, I'm more than happy for you to just maybe add a little bit more detail and make it a little bit clearer of what you're going to be doing, and specific to what Joe's going to be doing separately. Just make a second draft of your proposal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Add a little bit more information and stuff like that. Okay. It's not going to affect the final grade. We're just recognising here that it might be useful to make a second draft. But I'll be marking the second draft because you've had a chance to get some feedback from your tutor. This is informal. But the proposal itself is formal, so you really need to essentially perhaps add a bit more detail and things like that.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm definitely going to do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, because at the end of the day, what we're doing is we are covering certain learning outcomes. identify and plan a creative media project, and then develop a creative media project within agreed parameters and timescale. Okay, so those are shared with the interview as well. The proposal and the interview stuff, I share them together. Okay, and the research stuff is identifying appropriate research sources. Okay, and so you can continue doing that throughout the project. Right?
Yeah, I can.
And I think what we've done here is we've been able to see some research you've been able to look at. I would recommend perhaps adding a little bit more as you go on. Okay, and I can always look at identifying appropriate research sources in your journals, and I can actually supplement that as well. If we look, so the assessment, research evaluation, So actually 2.1 is only really in the research portfolio, but you can always add to that as well. Moving forward. Other than that, what we do really need to agree upon is what I'm going to be marking as the final product. Okay? So, what is this film? Talk to me about this film. It's a horror film. What else?
It's a horror film. It's like it's the follow-up to the whole Manson incident, which happened in our previous project.
Oh yeah.
This is sort of like This one's more like more of a darker.
Is it the same characters?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it?
Me and Joe, the only people that were present at the time, they're not in this. We're going to use like
other
actors.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to make this a bit more. We're trying to add more of a darker element.
Of course, it's a horror now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Specifically though, what am I going to be marking? Is it for your work? Is it going to be the final film? What it looks like visually and everything? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's fine. And I will be specifically looking at the use of sound and anything that I can particularly see that you have created. Okay, so make sure there is evidence of your development in your journals. Okay, because in group projects it gets a little bit muddy as to who's doing what.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make sure it's clearly identified what you have done.
What I've done. Yeah.
And when you go to screen and in your evaluations, you can specifically talk about that stuff as well. Yeah.
Because like you said, in a lot of group projects, you don't really always know who's done what. Like maybe I could have done the motion graphics.
Yeah.
But you probably necessarily wouldn't have known that I done that. So I'm gonna make clear what I've done in it and what Joe's done in it too.
How long's the film gonna be?
Me and Joe discussed it earlier. Maybe roughly about 30 minutes maximum, if that's alright.
You're gonna make a half an hour film. Okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna plan for a half an hour film. Okay? You are going to make less than a third of that film. Okay? Given the amount of time that we have, if you were to create for me a 30-minute film, I am going to be marking the quality of that 30-minute film. But when it comes to presentation skills and everything like that, particularly at level 2, I'm looking for quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Okay? A 30-minute film, Joe can go off and write the script for a 30-minute film. That's a 30-page script, and he's going to have like the planning and stuff like that to go with it. But by the time he's finished with that, you're not going to have enough time to create 30 minutes of footage. That makes sense? Yeah? For about a minute's worth of footage, now you know this yourself as well because you've experienced it, for about 30 minutes of footage, you are looking at, God, I don't want to do the math to that, let's break it down to create a minute's worth of footage, you're creating about an hour's worth of production time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. That's simply the production, that's not taking into account the post-production. When you break that up into 30 minutes, what is that? That's like 300 hours or whatever it is, It's an awful lot.
Do you think that we should probably
choose the best scenes, film those, call it a day. Okay? You can, as I've said before, go ahead and continue continue over summer and stuff like that, filming and actually create something you want. You know, you're both going on to level 3, so you can still work together. I just want you to create quality. Okay, so titles, fine. Actually create something that looks like a horror film. So that takes like coloration, a proper use of soundtrack and sound recording equipment, you know, a well-constructed visual narrative, yeah, thinking about the way in which shots are used. You're going to be setting up lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're going to be having to organise actors and stuff like that. You need to be able to convince your partner that a 30-minute film is no good, yeah? If you was to make a 10-minute film and then record like 5 minutes of it, it's all good, no worries. But I don't know, 30 minutes, not good, not good look, because it's going to look like a pile of crap.
Yeah, 30 minutes,
You're going to rush it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So regardless of how long the script is, I'm not taking that into account. I'll talk to Joe about that because that's not your area. Okay. But you are specifically looking to film between 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, we can agree on that.
That's what I'm going to be marking. If you are giving me more, I'm still going to be doing that because that's what we're agreeing upon. Okay, so I'll be picking the best 3 to 5 minutes and say, this is what me and Adrian agreed upon, and the rest is just because you were rushed and you were trying to get more. Okay?
Yeah, I don't want to rush for time. I don't want
to
end up in that position.
Quality over quantity, alright? Alright then. Have you got anything else you want to add?
Well, I haven't actually mentioned this to Joe, but I thought maybe it might be a good idea. Maybe like props. I don't know if there's going to be, if like maybe the killer in this is going to be masked or anything like that, but...
Can I mention something, Adrian? Whatever you're saying to me at this point in time, go ahead and do, okay? But make sure that there's evidence that you've done it. Even if it is just thinking about something, yeah? So you're going out and trying to secure props. So you need to, before then, decide upon what those props are. So you have to talk to Joe.
Yeah.
Record those meetings, okay, and get them onto your website.
Cool.
Everything that you do needs to be part of the developmental evidence, yeah? You're moving into stage 2 now, and there's 2 things to do, journals and evidence, okay? So keep that going, get as much stuff on that as possible.
Every bit of the planning stage.
Yeah, that is any research, any evidence, link it all together, okay?
Yeah.
And that's part of your journals. Other than that, not really anything else to say. Yeah, start generating that evidence. Yeah, if Joe's a little bit reluctant to do something, forget about him. It's like you're working together, but I'm marking your thing separately. So regardless of what he's doing, press record anyway as you chat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah.